We're in Mark 13, where Jesus is discussing with his disciples all the events that lead up to his return. Starting in verse 19, he says, "For in those days there will be tribulation, such as has not been since the beginning of the creation which God created, and until this time, nor shall be. And unless the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he chose, he shortened those days." Now, this is a pretty severe warning about what these times will be like. And, he's including the time of the flood in his assessment of what to compare it to. And, it will be much worse than that, because the flood, people would have drowned pretty quickly. And in the events leading up to the Lord's return, there'll be people who will be, during those 3.5 years, um, that will be living through months and years of craziness. Where do I get that idea that it might be like that? I get it from Amos chapter 5, starting in verse 18. "Woe to you who desire the day of the Lord, for what good is the day of the Lord? It will be darkness and not light. It will be as though a man fled from a lion and a bear met him, or as though he went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him." Talking about how you think you're in safety, and then all of a sudden, once you get a breath of like, okay, I'm okay, something even worse happens. That's the sort of scenario that Jesus is talking about. That's why he says that there's never been a time equal to it. There are people who experience this right now, but it's going to be worldwide. It's going to be, all peoples kind of encountering these kinds of tribulations. And, Jesus in the verses before it is talking about, looking out for those who are pregnant or nursing, and looking out for, praying that it doesn't happen in winter. And, really strong press upon us to pray with him during those times, and understand that for the sake of the elect, that means that, yeah, we'll be there, but he's going to be watching out for us. And it's going to be crazy, but he wants us to know that he will watch out for us. And he wants us to watch out for one another. So whether this happens during our lifetime or, well beyond, it's good to watch out for one another. God bless you.